of your peril, I and some of my colleagues were there for you because we understood the basic practice of democracy. Mr. Speaker, let me make the point. I am saying this because a law has been enacted today. The whole essence of this bill, the time we are spending to argue here, is basically for the purposes of changing the name of a university. Mr. Speaker,
Minority Leader, you are still on the floor.
Mr. Speaker, all we are doing is to just change the name. Mr. Speaker, and we are changing the name to what? Mr. Speaker, we are changing the name to what? When the word patriotism, Mr. Speaker, when the word patriotism is used, it must be understood in its broader sense that at any level, if you serve your nation, you will be honored. Mr. Speaker, that at any stage in your life, something must inspire you to be of service to your nation. That we should do things that will inspire our citizenry to engage in public service. Mr. Speaker, and public service is at all levels, not only being a political leader. So, Mr. Speaker, we cannot continue to do this to ourselves because we make political promises. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution is clear. But I'm surprised that the justification is that changing the name is to promote national cohesion. Mr. Speaker, promoting national cohesion by changing the name of a university, which name is to inspire the young ones, which name is to honor the heroism of the character who has been honored. Mr. Speaker, I am yet to hear from our colleagues opposite regarding anything negative about the name, regarding anything about the person who was honored, whether or not he was involved in any crime, whether he had done anything. Mr. Speaker, with respect, we cannot continue to do this. Mr. Speaker, we cannot continue to do this. And I would want to make an appeal to the respected Minister of Education. I know at cabinet issues come up, but I also know, because I've been there before, that those who feel strongly about certain matters are able to wage persuasive arguments, and even long after cabinet, they will still approach the president and still make a point that, Mr. President, this one, I think, in the interest of the nation, let us depart. Mr. Speaker, this is just a moral appeal I'm making to the respected Harun Idrisu. Mr. Speaker, it is just a moral appeal to him, because in the end, the thing is done, but the record will have it long after. I do not think that this majoritarian imposing views that it is the majority's decision and nothing more would help. Mr. Speaker, I would want to conclude with a reminder to conclude the reminder, in the 8th Parliament, there came a time that I needed the assistance of our friends in the minority. We all know the numbers, 137, 137. Mr. Speaker, at a point that the discussions got to a certain level and we needed a breakthrough, I was reminded that when we had 169, our side in leadership was not ready to listen at all. I was reminded, and that human beings don't forget. I was told that, leader, we wish we can do this, but we are referring you to the 7th Parliament. When you had 169, there were things that our side, referring to the NDC side, said that were ignored. Therefore, with the numbers apart,
to further assure them that university names are strategic academic assets that embody historical continuity, reputational capital, and international recognition. Abrupt or political motivated renaming risks eroding the institutional legacy, disrupting alumni networks, and weakening global visibility and diminishing public trust. Mr. Speaker, I heard the argument of the Honourable Member for Okre, Daniel Nana Adu-Kenneth. Whilst I respect his reference to the Constitution, I want both me and him to learn, including the minority leader. And Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to assure this august House that President John Dramani Mahama intends to reset Ghana and its governance and to use his majority of 189 for a purposeful strengthening of Ghana's administrative and constitutional structures by seeking, he who seeks equity must do equity. When you were renaming those universities, CK Tadem, SB Dombo, Abaye Fakabo, what happened to him? Jato Kalio, what happened to him? LR Abavana, what happened to him? You are not naming Kojo Bosio or K. Bedama or Kofi Baku. But I take a good value of your argument. Political tolerance. Were you tolerant at that hour? You were not. One-sided. So maybe today, I've learned a lesson from you that when you preach political tolerance, he who seeks equity must do equity. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Political tolerance at the time, you were one-sided. You didn't take the nation along. But I'm guided by your advice. Then, Mr. Speaker, to assure our colleagues again, when they say, I've given you names, Abaye Fakabo, Jato Kalio, Abavana, probably they share the same philosophical political thinking. But those were not the names you recognize. Believe me sincerely, that President John Dramani Mahama received a number of petitions in protest against the naming. Then, to put it simply, there were names before you changed it to those names. So let's not argue as if I'm coming just fresh. No, the universities had names. You changed the names. We are rechanging to the original names. And Mr. Speaker, I should thank colleagues. Now to the minority leader. I cherish your argument, and I have always advocated. You remember even my comment when he said that in a democracy, compromise is essential. I'm a true advocate of it. You recall, even when we said Senzia Kenoforiata, I made persuasive gestures to you and your side that let's save the Ghanaian economy and save this country. We probably, if you reason with me at the time, you would have been guided to save this country. You said I was in the minority. Today, even President Akufo-Addo may be disappointed if in nothing but he getting Ghana into a debt exchange. But at the time, we wanted to be nationalistic. We kept advising you that the way he was going, he was likely to crush you. You thought it was opposition talk. It's not all your comments that I take with a pinch of salt. Believe me, Even yesterday, I was reading about significant strides you have made in building libraries and naming them after people. I appreciate it. But on this, Mr. Speaker, we are